It's the aquarist's worst nightmare. Hi, I'm Rochelle from Quebec CICHLID. Today I will be talking about what to do when your aquarium leaks, so stay tuned. Before we get started, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. There is a ton of fishy content for you to check out and a lot more to come, so make sure not to miss a single video. For those of you who don't know me, I have a local fish store in Terrebonne, Quebec. That's right outside of Montreal. And I sell tropical fish to the public, to everyone who has an aquarium. So enough business and back to the subject. About aquarium leaks, it's not guaranteed that you won't have any. But I can't also guarantee that you will have one. The goal of this video is not to scare you. Aquarium leaks don't happen to every single aquarist, but it's good to know what to do in case it happens to you. So in order to organize my thoughts on the subject, I separated this video into 3 parts. Prevention, so what to do to prevent leaks. Preparation, what can you do to be prepared if ever it happens. And finally, action, what to do when it's happening. As I said earlier, there is no surefire way to guarantee that it won't happen to you. But there are some things you can do to put the odds in your favor. First of all, level your aquarium. This is so important. It's the most important part in starting a new aquarium. Well, one of the most important parts, but for this subject it is. Most aquarium leaks that I've witnessed, for me, for my clients, it's usually because the aquarium isn't leveled. So what happens when you don't level your aquarium properly? Well, the water pressure isn't distributed evenly in your aquarium, and there's more pressure in certain parts of it than in others. That means your aquarium might leak. The second way of preventing aquarium leaks is by regularly checking your silicone. Once in a while, take 5 seconds and look that everything is okay. Is it unsticking in some parts? Does it seem to be weaker? Has it changed from last week? Does it look less solid? Check to see if the silicone is unstuck. Like in my video here of one of my tanks, I have to change it. I really should stop procrastinating. So don't do like me and change the silicone before it's too late. If you need help to change your silicone, I made a whole video about it that I will link in the video description and somewhere up here. The third prevention that I could say is be wary of secondhand tanks. I'm not saying not to buy them. I've bought some and they've been fine. Even though sometimes it can seem like a deal, it might come with some problems. If you bought a secondhand tank and there's water in it, you get there, you see it, everything's active and it looks fine, probably is fine. I mean, check the silicone as you would another tank just to make sure it's not unstuck, everything seems solid, you know, it's not unsticking basically. So check that. If everything's fine, then you're good to go. Some people just change it as a prevention without even thinking, without even checking. It's up to you. If when you buy the tank, it's been dry for a little while, let's say a week or so, technically you should be fine. It depends on how they stored it. If they stored it in their cold garage, maybe you're gonna want to change it. If it's been sitting for more than a couple weeks, months, years, just don't even ask questions. Just change the silicone. Let's say it's been sitting for a couple months and you put water in it, it works, that's nice, but change it anyways. It will not last as long as a fresh seal. You're just risking everything just to avoid paying 20 bucks and taking some time to change the seal. If the tank used to have reptiles in it, just don't even bother, don't buy it. Usually the seal is finished. There are 2 seals in the aquarium. There is the seal that makes it leak-proof. There's also the seal that holds the structure together. If when you press on the bottom of the tank, the bottom sort of moves, it's finished. So you're gonna have to take it apart, redo it if you're even interested in this aquarium, which at this point you probably shouldn't be. Also in reptile tanks, because of the feces of the reptiles, sometimes it leaves some contaminants there and that can seriously affect the health of your fish. I've dealt with people who have bought old reptile tanks and it was devastating. I would not wish it upon anyone. Don't buy reptile tanks to transform them into fish tanks. If you're looking for a reptile tank and want to buy a fish tank, that's fine, but you can't do it the other way around. And I'm going to tell you what you should do, regardless of whether you bought it new, whether you bought it secondhand, here's what you should do when you buy a tank. First of all, check the manufacturer's warranty. Okay, this is just for new tanks. Most manufacturers will offer a warranty on your aquarium. In my case, at my store, I sell Seapora tanks, and they have a form that you have to fill out online for the warranty. Some manufacturers will ask for a form, others will ask you to mail something in if they're living in the past. Whatever, sometimes it's just in store. So check with your store what the warranty is. Some tanks have a guarantee, some tanks just don't. Some tanks have restrictions, others don't for their warranty. So just make sure you inform yourself. If you want to be extra prepared, ask your local fish store what the procedure is in case of leaks. After this, you're going to want to call your insurance, especially if this is your first tank. Make sure that your insurance company knows that you have an aquarium. If ever there are any issues, if ever there's a disaster, well, that's what you're paying them for. Also, here in Quebec, technically owning an aquarium will not increase your insurance premium. Obviously, every insurance company is different. Just make sure you're aware of their procedures. Finally, as a prevention, you're going to want to buy a Rubbermaid bucket and a top to put on it, or any bucket you can fit your fish in. In case of an emergency, you do not want to have to put your fish in the bathtub. When you have an aquarium leak, you might not be able to get your replacement aquarium right away. Sometimes it can take a week, 2 weeks, depending on your local fish store and what they could do for you. So you want to make sure that your fish are safe while they wait. Also, if you have your floors to redo, you might have to keep them in the temporary tank for a little bit longer. Finally, here is what you should do if it happens to you. First of all, don't panic. It's not constructive. Now let's get to work. Close all the electricity that goes into the aquarium. You don't want to get shocked. You don't want to start many fires. Shut it all off. If you're lucky, I'm using the term lucky very loosely, but let's say you're lucky and you catch the aquarium while it's leaking, grab some buckets and put them under the aquarium. This will minimize the damage because the water is going in the buckets. Try to get the water there. Finally, we're gathering the water, all the electricity is closed, and you're not panicking and you're really proud of yourself and how you're handling the situation. So now you have to save your fish. So grab the buckets with the water from the aquarium and just put the fish in there. Take your filters and put them on the Rubbermaid bucket that you're keeping your fish in. The water is being filtered, your fish are safe. So once all this is done, clean up your mess, contact your local fish store and start the procedures for what they do when your aquarium leaks. Some manufacturers will deal directly with the client. Honestly, in all the aquariums I've sold, though, they usually want to deal directly with the fish store that sold you the tank. Obviously, this adds middlemen and women, and it can take a little bit longer than if you contacted them directly, but sometimes it will have nothing to do with you. So that's the reality we're dealing with, so we might as well just make the best of it. Finally, well, you've done it before, now you're doing it again, and we all hate doing this, but you have to call your insurance and they will take it from there. In some cases, depending on your plan, they might even reimburse you for the value of some of your fish, if you have proof of purchase, of course. But not all companies do this. Also check with your local fish store. If they offer a safekeeping service, sometimes your insurance may be able to pay for that. So at least your fish aren't in your home when you're fixing all the mess up. There it is. There's no surefire way to guarantee that your aquarium won't leak. But at least if you do what I said in this video, you're putting the odds in your favor. And now I know I'm making a video about this, but do not be scared. This happens only to a fraction of aquarists. Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was able to help you. If you like this video, there is plenty more where that came from. Subscribe to the channel and make sure not to miss a single one. If you want more fishy content in between my videos, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a great website where you can shop online and see all the fish I have for sale. I ship throughout Canada. If you like this fabulous Cichlid Geek t-shirt and want to look as fabulous as I do, you can get them on my Teespring store. They ship worldwide, and every shirt that you get encourages me to continue doing what I'm doing on my awesome life project of owning a local fish store and making videos about fish. So to everyone who supports me by liking my channel, getting the t-shirts, or in my actual physical store, you guys are the best. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. So the structure shield. Wow. There's also the structure seal. 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 There is also the structure seal. There's also the seal that holds the structure together.